Rafael Nadal is considered the king of clay courts. Roger Federer is the fusion point between classic and modern tennis. Regarded as two of the greatest tennis players of all time, last 2 decades have seen Federer and Nadal come face to face, and it is fair to say that this Federer-Nadal rivalry has become one of the pillars of modern-day tennis. Roger Federer was born in 1981 in Basel, Switzerland. This Swiss tennis player dominated the sport in the early 21st century with his exceptional all-around game. Rafael Nadal was born in 1986 in a small town of Mallorca, Spain. This Spanish tennis player emerged in the early 21st century as one of the game's leading competitors, especially noted for his performance on clay courts. Both Roger and Rafael are the only 2 players in the history who have managed to clinch 20 Grand Slam men's single titles. Considered one of the greatest ever tennis rivalries, Federer and Nadal have played each other 40 times, with Nadal leading the overall head-to-head 24-16 and in finals 14-10. Nadal's left-handed forehand is perhaps Spaniard's best shot. The trajectory that he manages to execute are at the limit of impossible. Power, speed and precision characterize the way he plays his shots. On the other hand, Federer's technique, class and those crisp, spectacular shots are a treat to watch. Of their 40 matches, 20 have been on hard court, 16 have been on clay and 4 have been on grass. 2004 was the year where it all started. Federer and Nadal played their first match in the month of March in the 3rd round of Masters Miami. Nadal, back then only 17 years old, ranked number 34 at the time, but surprised many by beating the then number 1 Federer in the straight sets. 2005, Federer started this year by winning best of 5 sets. They met again in the semi-finals of the French Open, their very first match on clay. Nadal defeated Federer in 4 sets, grabbing his first Grand Slam title. Nadal and Federer faced each other 6 times in 2006. Nadal won the first 4, beginning with Dubai final, and continued this winning streak in the finals of the Monte Carlo Masters, the Rome Masters and the French Open. They faced off again a month later in the final of Wimbledon, which was their first meeting on grass. Federer won in 4 sets to capture his 4th consecutive Wimbledon title, with 2 sets going to tiebreakers. They did not meet again until the semi-finals of the year Masters Cup. Federer won in straight sets en route to his 3rd Masters Cup title in 4 years. Federer's greatest strength is his mind. He is arguably the most complete game seen in the history of the sport. The Swiss maestro glides gracefully across the court. A blistering forehand and a pinpoint accurate serves gave him that momentum to dominate the rest of the game. Nadal and Federer faced each other 5 times in 2007, and Federer won 3 of their 5 matches. Nadal won the first meeting in straight sets, winning its 3rd consecutive Monte Carlo title. A few weeks later, they met at the Hamburg Masters, where Federer defeated Nadal for the first time on clay. Next encounter was the French Open final, and Nadal won their much anticipated rematch. 2008 is the year to remember. Both played 4 times against each other in that year, and Nadal won all 4 times. Nadal defeated Federer in Monte Carlo for the 3rd straight year. A few weeks later, Nadal avenged his only clay court loss to Federer by defeating him in 3 sets for his first Hamburg Masters title. Also for the 3rd straight year, they played in the final of the French Open. Nadal won his 4th consecutive French Open title. They met in the final of Wimbledon for the 3rd straight year in the most anticipated match of their rivalry. Their 2008 Wimbledon final was lauded as the greatest match ever by many long-time tennis analysts. The highly anticipated 2008 Wimbledon final drew strong television ratings for tennis in both the US and across Europe. Federer has been more successful than Nadal on fast courts because he hits a flatter forehand and has a faster serve. Grass and indoor hard courts are faster surfaces, so Federer's flatter shots there result in a lower bouncing, faster moving trajectory. Thus, Nadal's topspin is less effective on such faster courts, but is most effective on slower courts such as clay. Nadal has improved his serving speed and placement over the years, but Federer still serves faster on average and earns more service winners, while Nadal has an overall stronger ground stroke game. Then comes 2009. This year they both faced off each other only twice. in the first instant they both reached final at the Australian Open. The match was truly jaw-dropping throughout the first 4 sets. It was only in the 5th set that Nadal pulled away his decisive shot to secure his first hardcourt championship. Later, in the clay season, Federer came back strong and hard against Nadal at the Madrid Masters, their first match in Spain, bulldozing him in the final of straight sets. Same happened in 2010. They both played twice against each other and stood victorious only once. 2011, I would award this year to the mighty Nadal. The two stood against each other at the Miami Masters, where Nadal took the title in the straight sets. Shortly after that, they met again on clay in the semi-finals of the Madrid Open. Here Nadal took away the prize money once again. Then we witnessed these two greats at the final of the French Open. Albeit it was a cutthroat match, Nadal came back at the top to win his 10th Grand Slam title and 6th French Open crown. 2012 was a year of draw for both of them. Nadal won the Australian Open while Federer won the semi-final at Indian Wells. In 2018, Nadal once again proved to the world who the real boss really is. This year he had a winning streak in all 4 matches played against his biggest rival. His attitude, his composure, his sportsmanship was nothing less than commendable. Federer and Nadal had the only meeting of the 2014 season in the semi-final of the Australian Open. Nadal won in the straight sets. Federer defeated Nadal in 3 sets in the final of the Swiss indoors. This was the first encounter on Swiss soil, as Federer captured a 7th title in his hometown of Gazelle. It was Federer's first victory over Nadal in over 3.5 years, having lost the previous 5 meetings. Federer and Nadal played 4 times in 2017, with Federer prevailing on all 4 occasions. This marked the first time in the rivalry that Federer went undefeated against Nadal in multiple meetings in single season. Matches at Australian Open, Indian Wells, Miami and Shanghai Masters all saw Federer dominating and showcasing his skills against Nadal. Federer is fundamentally an offensive player. This is what makes him very exciting to watch. He takes risks to create opportunities, while Nadal's serve, though savage, is still attackable, and anyone brave enough can launch a strong return against his serve to earn points. In 2019, Federer and Nadal met twice, where each won once. They met in the semi-final of the French Open, with Nadal ending this match as the winner. In their first Wimbledon meeting since 2008, they met in the semi-finals of the 2019 Wimbledon Championships, where Federer defeated Nadal in 4 sets. This match was the oldest by the combined age of competitors in the Open era of tennis. While Nadal is statistically weaker than Federer on both hard and grass courts, he has nonetheless achieved considerable success on both surfaces, including notable wins at the 2000 Summer Olympics, Wimbledon, the Australian Open, the US Open, and at various hardcourt Masters Series tournaments. Similarly, Federer too has achieved considerable success on clay, winning the French Open 2009 and reaching the final on 4 other occasions, mainly 2006, 7, 8 and 11, and winning the Madrid Hamburg Masters 6 times, 2002, 4, 5, 7, 9 and 12. Federer's canny moves in the net keeps opponents guessing. The volleys are crisp and lets Federer play at his pace. Nadal, on the other hand, has laser-focused approach. No matter what you throw at him, he will make you play and work hard. Let me know in the comments down below who is the real GOAT.